Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. 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 Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello and welcome. We are going to have a nice chilled out evening playing a game called What Remains of Edith Finch. Thank you to the Spoopy Doo Show for gifting this one to me. I'm looking forward to playing it. It's like a mystery game. I turned down desktop audio slightly. There we go. So yeah, it's a mystery game. And yeah, it looks really good. I'm going to play that for a couple of hours because I don't normally stream very late on Sunday. This is actually a later start time than I normally do for Sunday streams. But yeah, hey Spoop! Hello! How you doing? So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. And again, yeah, thanks Spoop for gifting it to me. Let me just have a little drink of water. Right, let me open up the game. It just needs to... Okay, it actually needs to install. I thought I had installed it. So we're going to let it do that. But we can just chat while that happens. So, yeah. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Spoop? Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take too long. It seems to be downloading at an alright speed. So, yeah, it should be in like maybe give it like 15 minutes or so. But we can just chill and chat. It's always gonna take a little bit of time because it's downloading while I'm streaming. I should have checked that before. I thought I had. But yeah. In the meantime, we can just talk. I really enjoyed the rebrand stream yesterday. You can see the product of the rebrand in front of you. The lovely graphics that Beck has done. I think it looks really, really good. So yeah, huge thanks to Becca for doing that. It looks brilliant. And we had a lot of fun with both Left 4 Dead and Sea of Thieves. If you didn't catch that yesterday, then obviously feel free to have a watch. There's a couple of clips that were made, mainly of things that I very stupidly got wrong. So yeah, it's it was good fun, and I'm really happy with how my stream and everything looks now, especially compared to what it looked like before. Yeah, makes a huge difference. But yeah, let me know what you're up to this evening. We're getting there with the download. It's gonna take a little bit, so I'm gonna talk my way through the next maybe 10 minutes. I think that's how long it's gonna take. It's my bad for not checking beforehand. It is very cold here today. There was not so much here that there wasn't snow, but there was some nearby. And yeah, quite a wintry scene outside on some of the hills. Is that? Let's see. Yeah, that's a good volume. So yeah, I don't want this to be a super long stream because, yeah, just because it's Sunday night. I'm working tomorrow, so we're gonna have a nice, chilled couple of hours to investigate the murders. Would you believe it? Let's give Spoop a shout out actually, because it was very kind of him to buy me this game. So yeah, it's yeah. I just forgot to download it. I thought I downloaded it when I got it, but it's fine. It's downloading reasonably quickly, so it will be right there Right there, my dears. No, that's all right. I'm just wait. I was just saying I haven't I hadn't downloaded it. I thought I had, so it's just downloading now. But it shouldn't be too long. It's going reasonably quickly considering that I'm streaming. So yeah, hopefully I'm sure it won't take too long. But in the meantime, we can chat. So yeah, as I was saying, we're probably going to do it for like a couple of hours. So I want to be sort of finished by about 8:30, just because I've got work tomorrow. And there's various things I want to do afterwards. Oh, what are you learning on Duolingo? What language? I need to get back into learning languages. Scottish Gaelic. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. How are you finding it? Like, did you have any knowledge of it before, or is this like starting from a clean slate? Because I think sometimes it helps when you've got a little bit of knowledge, but sometimes your little bit of knowledge can get in the way of the truth. Because of course the Gaelic languages that survive today, as well as Cornish and Welsh, are the descendants of the original Gaelic language that was spoken across the British Isles several thousand years ago. Well, I'd be interested to know how you get on. I mean, it's very interesting because obviously, as I say, you know, these are the origins of the British Isles in terms of linguistically speaking. So yeah, I think it's really important that those languages are kept alive, as they are an important part of the identity of not just where they come from, but places far beyond. Yeah, you can learn Klingon on Duolingo. One time, I remember when I was at school, we had to design, in graphic design, we had to do design CD cases. I just remember that I wanted to do like CD covers, and we could choose the style of music and everything, and I chose to do a Klingon heavy metal CD case, and I just remember looking up a Klingon translator and just finding like all the song titles and everything, and it was yeah, it was very funny. And there was just a picture of me photoshopped onto like this fiery sort of planet background holding like a plastic sword. It was one of my finest works, I would say. Right, how's it getting on? It's getting there. We're making progress. We just might have to wait a little bit. So do you intend to learn Klingon on Duolingo? I swear every time I go to drink water I seem to pour a little bit of it on my face. It's like in... If anyone's ever seen the film Airplane, you know, he's like, I have a drinking problem. That's me right now. You want to learn British Sign Language? Yeah. Well, you can always do both. But yeah, that could be very useful. I would say learning different languages is always useful. It doesn't matter what the language is, because it generally tends to make it easier for you to understand your own language. You start to see comparisons and differences. You start to be able to, you know, piece things together. That's interesting. So cat is cat. Let's see. Because the word cat originally comes from old... yeah, do you know what? Cat is like a word that is pretty much the same in a lot of different languages. It's quite possibly from a sort of Africa or Asia originally, but it's catus was late Latin, Katze, German, Dutch cat with a K, Old English cat with two T's or two T's and an E. So there's a lot. They're all very, very similar to each other. But yeah, there's some big differences as well. Yeah. Right. We're getting on for halfway there on the download, so we'll hopefully it won't take too much longer. But you know, I only started downloading it about, how long was it ago? 5 minutes ago? Maybe a bit more. So all things considered, it's not doing too badly. Ba 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 bam bam bam. Duolingo is really good for learning languages, but I would say it gets you to a basic level. It doesn't get you to, it's hard, like to get to a level where you feel really comfortable with the language. I would say you need to spend a bit of time watching TV or reading stuff in that language. Even if you don't fully understand it, it's just to absorb it. I think that makes the biggest difference. Through osmosis. Absorbing your way through a language. That's certainly how I work anyway. But yeah, it's really interesting learning languages. Yeah, the only language I speak remotely other than English is French. In that I can hold a conversation more or less, and I can get by. There's no, you know, I could feasibly live in France with a bit of help, with a bit of brushing up on my knowledge. But I can, yeah. French is my French is passable. There aren't any other languages that I speak to that degree. I do want to learn others, and I feel like it's easier to understand a language than it is to speak it. Your passive vocabulary versus your active vocabulary, they are very, very different things. So yeah, it's very easy to translate something that's put in front of you if you have the knowledge in your head. But the instinct to think up new information, i.e. coming up with stuff rather than translating stuff, that is a very different process. So, yeah. Let me just go and turn the heating off, as it is now warm enough in this room, because it was very, very cold outside. It still is. So I'm just going to check. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's the other thing about Duolingo. I think. Well, it depends how you learn, really. If you're good at imitating, then maybe sound is easier. But I think it is often easier to remember what words look like. Yeah. I think really it depends on how you learn, isn't it? You know, not everyone learns in the same way. But yeah, well, it's interesting that you're learning that, and I've noticed there definitely has been a resurgence in people learning, learning other languages, which I think is really good. And in particular, thanks to Duolingo, but particularly I've noticed there's a real interest in learning Irish Gaelic and Scottish Gaelic. And I think so much of that has been tied to, well, in Scotland, the independence movement, I think, must have really helped that. And also in Ireland, I think a lot of people, you know, I think with Britain increasingly detaching itself from the world, make of that what you will, I think Ireland has an opportunity to free itself from the shackles of English culture and influence, because to be honest, we owe it to them. Not to get too heavy or deep into that subject, but I don't hide the fact that I think my own country needs to own up for some of, not just the obvious political and military acts it did, but the cultural impact it's had. And I think it's really important to celebrate different countries and different communities' cultural heritage. So languages are a really important part of that. So if you have the opportunity to learn a language, even if you find it difficult, it's definitely worth giving it a go. And even if you don't come away learning much, just the attempt is a sign of respect, really, isn't it? Right, well, it's still downloading, but we're slowly getting closer to the end of the download now. So yeah. If you're just tuning in, we are going to be playing What Remains of Edith Finch. I have never played this before. The Spoopy Doo Show has very kindly gifted it to me. I'm very excited to play it. It's been, I think, I've had it for a couple of weeks and haven't played it, but I thought I downloaded it. Turns out I haven't. So we're about 2/3 of the way through downloading it now. So I've just been chatting random stuff. We've been chatting about languages. We've been chatting about the word for cat in different languages. And I've gone off on one of my usual little left field rambles. As per usual. That's how I fill time. So, yeah. I'm just hoping that it doesn't take too much longer. Another clip show. I haven't really got any of them to hand, but I will probably do them every so often. I tell you when I'm definitely going to do one is on my 1 year anniversary of streaming. So yeah, that will definitely be the right time too. Is it going to? Yeah, okay, it's speeding up now. I was like, why is the download slowed down all of a sudden? Yeah, I definitely, I do like the clip show concept. I mean, first started streaming. They are basically the same time. I started streaming on the 22nd and became affiliate of April last year, and I became affiliate on the 30th or maybe like the 1st of May. Yeah, so they're pretty much the same time. Yeah. Yeah, well, Becca was similar, I think. I mean, there's a couple of reasons for it. One, I streamed every day during that time period, so I racked up the hours very fast, and I got the right number of days. In fact, I think it was like 12 days, I think, or whatever. Yeah, I think it was something like that. The other thing was that I did the very first. So I streamed 3 Twitch Sing streams, and then I streamed I did Just Dance, and it was for a charity thing, and I had a lot of people I know watching, and that had an average of 12 viewers, which for a first, like my 4th stream to have an average of 12 views, that just carried an average of above 3 for quite a long time, and so that kind of sustained me long enough when the other streams were quite small until it started to grow a bit more. So yeah, it was quite, some of that was a bit of luck, really. So yeah. But no, yeah, it was very quick. I realised that some people take ages. You can see when you start properly streaming, if you go into your channel analytics on your stream manager, so under insights, and you click on the date thing at the top, and you just keep scrolling back to roughly when you started. So, and then you'll see the first bar that appears. So if I go into April 2020, the first stream was on the 22nd of April. So yeah, and then, you know, looking at it, it's quite funny to see how, you know, much has changed in that time. But yeah, no, it's astonishing. I'm still amazed, really. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Oh, did it? Okay, so this channel. Well, maybe use your recent streaming, because I think there's probably no point, like, maybe do the anniversary of when you, like, because you can see on channel analytics like what timescale. So maybe go back as far as you think roughly you properly started streaming, and then roughly, and then you'll see the bars appear, and then you can pick the date. None of us are to know. We will have no idea otherwise. Right, the game is, we're almost there. I'm sorry everyone, this is my bad. I thought I'd installed the game, but this is me we're talking about here, and yeah, I didn't. I thought I had, just for some reason my brain thought it, but there we go. You live and you learn. Probably more living than learning actually in my case, but what can I say? 10th of June. Do you know, that makes a lot of sense in my mind, and I'll tell you why. Because I think that it wasn't that long after that we did Sea of Thieves. Because that was when Becca first, I think Becca started streaming around that time as well. But yeah, mine was April the 22nd. That momentous day. So yeah, we're still away. But so today, we're now at like 9 months, I think, since I started. So we'll do another big clip show when I get to a year, and we'll do something fun. We'll come up with some kind of, I'll do like a charity stream as well. It's always good to do that. I do enjoy a good charity stream, and we can pick a charity in advance. But we've still got 3 months before we get to that stage. So let's see if I survive another 3 months. Or if you survive another 3 months of dealing with me. I mean, many people have come and gone in my life. Okay. Yeah? 12th of July. Okay. So that's pretty quick as well, I mean, it's only a month. But yeah. So yeah, that's very fast. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we were very, we benefited hugely from the Twitch Sings community, and the supportiveness. And I think, Twitch Sings, and I'm still noticing it to this day. The people that supported me during Twitch Sings are still around and still watching, and still, yeah, people are still there. So whether or not they're actually streaming, many people from Twitch Sings are still in chat, and many of them have branched off and doing things other than Twitch Sings. So yeah, that community is absolutely still going, and I really like that. And it's nice because I still feel I miss Twitch Sings, but I still feel a connection to the people that I met through it. So yeah, it's really nice to have that. Okay, it's almost there. It's like, I swear games deliberately slow down download speed when you get nearer to the end, or is that just me? But yeah, we're almost there. I've almost drunk my whole glass of water. Tell you what, I'm gonna come back with a glass of water. Back in a mo. In just an apron, blimey. Well, at least he's wearing an apron. You wouldn't want to spill any hot food, would you? I guess that's one way to get views. But yeah. If anyone's just tuning in, I have made the mistake of not downloading the game that I'm playing this evening. So yeah, we're just waiting for that to happen. Right, are we almost there? Bum 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 bum. Some content matter in this game is quite strong. Okay. Thanks for the warning, Spook. Okay, it is really nearly finished now. Actually, sorry, just bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to go to the loo. That way I'm less likely to run off in the middle of the game. I will sing something when I'm back. Okay, what have we got? Right. So, Rasputin, right. I'm not going to sing the whole song. Sing a bit of it. Let me just... Okay, it's almost downloaded, right. Right. Let's see, I've got the lyrics. There lived a certain man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow. Most people looked at him with terror and with fear, but to Moscow chicks he was such a lovely dear. What the hell? He could preach the Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But he was also the kind of teacher women would desire. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on. There we go, Spook. Are you happy? I hope you enjoyed that. Right. The game is 99% downloaded now. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Right. Just dance, dance. Diddly-dee-dee-dee. Right. I'm pressing play. Pressing play. Oh my god. Right, let's see. I just need to make sure that... Right, there we go. I was just had the wrong settings on. Right. Let me know if the sound's alright. Need to tab out every so often. I think that should be about right. Okay. Right. What do I do? Ooh. Okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Let me just check the graphic settings that are on their best. Good, it's on ultra. We get, yes.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
So pretty.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Just walked right into it. Isn't that so pretty? So it is. That's weird. I wonder why. Hang on. What's causing that to happen? Maybe... It's weird. It's like it's only in the game bit though. Oh, I don't know what that's... Maybe if I make it at a lower resolution. Let me have a... Bear with me one moment. No, the CPU's alright. It's the GPU. Oh shit, it's a really powerful game. Didn't realise that. Okay. Okay, right, let's make it resolution high. It's weird, the computer should be able to cope with it. Let me just check that did I actually change it?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
No, it's still really stuttery. I don't know what was... Hang on, I have an idea. Oh, that's not working. I don't know what to do. Sorry, it's bear with me 1 second. That's not solved it. And also I don't know why it's... Right. Because if I'm not running Logic Capture or any other like program, let me just... Okay. See if that's made a difference. Because it should be less stuff. Okay. Let's see what this looks like now.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Is that better? Yeah, that was definitely what the issue was. I might just not run it. I think I just can't use things like it's weird, certain games I don't know. Okay. Audio. No, that was up. But what I could do is I can turn music and sound effects down. Then I can turn the overall stuff up. But yeah.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Yeah, this seems like a more... I don't know why this game is so much more powerful than like other games I've run, which are definitely...
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Yeah, it looks fine now, okay.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Hey, Becca. Do you mean in the game or in real life? I was just checking my computer.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I want to have a look at the garden. Some foxgloves? Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? It's a very gothic house. Ooh.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Oh.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
So I am meant to go this way.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Something moving around in here. I want to know what it is. Let's have a look. What things have we got? Oh, something has been eating things. Here you go. Laundry detergent. Why am I reading these things? Gary's potting mix. Okay.
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
It's very atmospheric. I like it. Which way should I go? Oh, there's a standing stair there.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
I'm trying to take in as much as I can. Yeah, I was just noticing that there's like... Oh, that one. Oh, one there, yeah.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
What was that? Creaky.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Oh, yeah, that's... Do you know what? That's such a brilliant analogy.
Even the fireplace had a story.
Metaphor.
Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
This is beautiful. Just want to go back. A whale. Ooh. Yeah, the atmosphere is unsettling, but also it's very beautiful in terms of how it's done. It's very similar to the first Fox in terms of some of the elements of it. Wait, what?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
No.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, that's an unnerving thought. Oh, lots of white dots.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
So lots
A
of
lot
people
of
have
things got
died.
left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Interesting. Ooh, alcohol. God, there's so many doors. Ooh.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Whoa, that's an unnerving concept. Oh, there's a door there as well.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Yeah, that's such an interesting concept. I hadn't thought of that.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Interesting. Very interesting. Any more white dots around here? Have I been down this way?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
What extraordinary lots of paintings. Oh, and the bugs. That's a very Victorian thing to do. Oh, that's weird. That's really odd. I'm starting to notice some very strange things about the walls and paintings.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh my god.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Wait, what? Oh, I don't like this. This is creepy.
My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating.
Oh my word. Oh god, get off me. What's going on? Sorry, I just dropped a
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Wait, what? Where do I go?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Hmm. Hello, bird. Where am I going? Ooh, this is beautiful. If I go this way? Where are you taking me, birdie? Am I doing the right thing?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Live your inner
I
Piglodon.
could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Wait, where do I go? Where's the bird? So I need to keep going up. Okay. Up this tree. Okay.
I gobbled her up.
No.
Suddenly,
Poor bird.
I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little
Beautiful.
teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
No, I'm sorry, rabbit.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
As a
And
vegan,
flew
this
off to
is...
find something
I do
bigger.
not endorse this. Obviously, if I was an animal, I'd think differently. But, you know, I'm just saying. There aren't any vegan owls.
A mama rabbit.
Another one? Jesus
She was
Christ.
almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
A shark in a forest? Where am I supposed to go? Hello? I can't do anything. Oh, like that.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh, this is... It's quite hard to, like, orientate myself in this.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh my god, this child is... This child has issues. Ugh.
I grabbed on tight.
I think we have different definitions of beautiful,
Jumped out of the
Spook.
water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Hey, Mrs. Riddick. Oh my god.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh my god, this child is...
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
How do I... Like that.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Let me in. I'm trying to get up his leg. I thought I had.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh. This child has a very twisted imagination. I'm just gonna put that one out there. Do we go out the door? I'm
I
assuming
got
so.
closer and closer.
Where?
All of my stomach started growling.
Oh.
And suddenly,
Yeah,
it was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh. You have a weird family.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Well, that...
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
It was interesting, yes. Which parts?
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
I hear a cat somewhere. So there's nothing more inside the room, okay.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom
No,
didn't
this
like
way,
bringing up the
okay.
past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Oh, is that it? Do I need to look at it more? Was there something else in that one? This is so... Unusual.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay, I'll click it again. Oh, there's stuff there. Okay, right. Let me look at this again.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay, so that's the...
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Right, there was another dot over here. Let's have a look.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Is there anything else in here that I haven't looked at? I think, is that... Just trying to see... Oh, it's so beautifully designed.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, it's like anemones. This is extraordinary. Before I open that book, I just want to see if there's anything. Yeah, it's amazingly decorated. I can almost like smell the different smells of the rooms as well, and like touch the textures and everything. It's
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
oh, another passage.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished.
Hmm.
He never put it down.
What a clever game. Okay. Why am I on the ground again? Let's just have a look. I don't see any...
I knew
Oh,
Grandpa Sam had a
that.
twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Okay.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Wow. Blimey. That was nerve-wracking watching that.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Interesting. Right.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Is there any other dots? God, it's so, the detail. Loads of detail, and it reflects the personality, like space and then military, because yeah, he enlisted in the army, so. Oh, I see, yeah. And the calendar is frozen on 1961. It's very touching, yeah. It's very... Oh.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
What's that way? Should I go this way first? Like, should I go into... Oh no, that's the corridor, isn't it? Oh, I see.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Oh, the music's changed.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh. Must remember
20
that.
minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
Because we saw the music
So
box.
Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
God, it's like a horror film.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Of course it is.
I'm
Spook.
not scared, Rick.
Forgot that.
I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Where are the stairs?
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
How do I get out? Do you have any idea? I've forgotten.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
This is tense. Where is he? Did he fall down here?
Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
What?
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
My God. Creepy.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Let me just... Right. Okay, so I'm going to keep going for another half an hour or so. Oh, that's... Or maybe a bit longer. Do I go out this way? I'm guessing I do, yeah.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I just want to... actually, I'm not... Just want to check there's nothing else in here. No, I think we're good. So I go out here. So have I done everything from this floor then? I've been in all of these rooms, haven't I? Yeah, I went in there, been in there.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Do I go down to the basement? I don't want to go to the basement. I hate basements. I mean, I'm guessing that I must do because that's what the most recent bit of information. Yeah, it seems to be pretty good at leading it. I know it's not Phasmo, but you know me, Spoop. I'm pretty scared of everything.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Can't see anything.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even
Yeah,
a
those
monster
are peaches.
on the other side of the door
Tinned peaches.
wants to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Oh, I see. So Edie was took down those packages were for him. This has an atmosphere. There's a similarity between this and Obra Dinn. Definitely.
I know it's out there somewhere.
What is that?
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Interesting.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Interesting.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Wow.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
It's so cool. There's so much. I really like this game.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
It's up here. Yeah, this is
And when you look at the house,
it's a
that
weird
history of
house.
imagination and stubbornness and madness.
What an extraordinary
Any of it seems possible.
game.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Edie survived the longest.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
What? Along the... Oh, this way.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
One of them was only 1 year old by the looks of it.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Do I go... Is it a window? No. Oh, another ladder. Is that a ladder? Oh yeah,
I never
there we
met
go.
Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Interesting.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Amazing views. Ooh, that's a nice cushion. No, pick it up. There we go.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
How do you zoom in? Oh, like that. Oh, I see. Okay.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay. Got it.
Oops.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Am I taking pictures of anything in particular?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Just... Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don.
Lovely.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Wait, I can't move. I can't. What do you mean? No, I physically can't move. Oh, like that. Oh.
Hang on, kiddo. Just trying to get a shot of the two of us together.
I see. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about
Dad!
Oh, wow. Well, that's,
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Anything else up here to look at? I'm not gonna finish it tonight. I'm gonna stop in about 10 minutes. I'll do this in another part.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Wait, what? Oh god. I think if I had a controller this might be easier, but I don't. Just having a little look round. No, pick it up. No, watch it. Oh god, see, I think it's designed. I don't know whether it's just me, but I'm struggling to work out how to open some things. No. How do you do this on a keyboard? Is it? Okay.
Dear Kay.
There we go.
Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
This is surreal.
Over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Who would leave a baby on their own in a bath at all?
Whatever it was, he saw.
I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing now. Where's the whale? How do I get the whale?
Sure made him happy.
Ah. Oh, there we go. I'm having fun, Spoop. Let me have my fun. I'm playing with the frog. Whoop. Whoop.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Where's the frog going now? Is it on meant to jump on the whale?
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh, this is sad.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
And the frog.
know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Well, that is very sad. Well, it's just approaching 8 o'clock now, so I think I'm going to stop because there's loads more of this game, clearly. And it has just saved, so given it says it's saved, I should be good to... Let me switch over to just chatting. But yeah, that's a oops, hang on, let me, bear with me. Quit the game, yes. Let me just open up Logic Capture. Oh, hang on. Bear with me. Jeez. There we go. Right. Just chatting. There we are. Right. So yeah, that was yeah, what a game. I really enjoyed it. I know what you mean about the content. I wouldn't describe it. It's a hard game to describe. It's not there's nothing calming about it for me. I think it's really interesting. I think the landscapes are maybe beautiful and calming, but I think it's quite tragic, really. I think it's a brilliant game though, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of it is like. And yeah, thanks Spook for introducing me to that, because yeah, it is a really interesting, really interesting game. Yeah, so I'm really curious to see, yeah, to see how it would progress further. So yeah. I think I'm going to end up finish up the stream now, because we've been going for a couple of hours, and I did say I would only do a couple of hours, and it's nice because I've still got more left of the game to do another time, possibly the same time next week. We shall see. Who shall we raid? I'm not gonna do it on the mental health stream. I don't feel I don't feel it's right for that. I think it's a great game, but I don't feel like it suits that, because I think it's too heavy. It's too heavy. That's how I feel about it. I mean, if I was not in a good mood, I certainly wouldn't. I think it's brilliant, but I think you have to understand, like, some of that content would be a trigger for some people. And I mean that in the genuine sense of the mental health word trigger. Like, I would not want to advertise a mental health stream and then for that kind of stuff to be on there, because I just think it's too hard hitting. The fox, the first tree was slightly different because it was a lot more of inference and more subtle. That personally, I think is quite What Remains of Edith Finch, I think is really quite hard hitting. Maybe that's just my sensitivity, my sensibilities, but I think it needs. I think I would put it with. I'd put it in a stream with something like the Obra Dinn. In terms of like atmosphere and yeah, so probably not Wednesday, probably Sunday. Unless I decide to do it before then. Let's see, who shall we read? Oh, there's quite a lot of people online. What sort of thing should we do? Just having a look. Who was online a moment? It's like, I think maybe some people have gone offline. Oh, there we go. Hang on. No, I don't know who to raid. Just trying to see. But yeah, I'm really pleased to have. Yeah, yeah, that game. It's a really good game. I'm fascinated by it, really. Let's see. I don't know. Let me just have a look. If you've got any suggestions, if anyone in chat's got suggestions of who to raid. Having said that, there aren't really that many of us. I tell you what, I can't think of any. I can't find anyone. Oh yeah, mouth with too many teeth. Yeah, that is unnerving. I can't find anyone, so I don't want to just raid for the sake of it. Tibby Tempest. Let me have a look. Subnautica. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with them. Subnautica. I've never played that game, so right. Okay. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. I thought that was a really interesting game. I am intrigued to see how it ends. So yeah, I will hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know exactly what I'm going to stream tomorrow, but yeah. Mind you, there's not many of us left in here, is there? What's going on with? For some reason, I do not have the button. That's weird. Yeah, but no, thanks. Thanks so much, Spoop. And yeah, as I say, yeah, see you tomorrow. Okay, here comes the raid button. There we go. Right, see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye bye. Why is it not working? It's not working. Come on. Feel like Twitch is it's giving me a hard time. Hang on. Going to work. Yeah, it's taking longer than normal. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I don't know why the bar's moving really slowly. Is it gonna go? Okay, raid. Okay, there we go. Right.